Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I just saw a video on my friend Louis Marco's Facebook wall yesterday that he tagged me in asking about a bench injury. And I also got in a chat with another powerlifter I know here in the UK, and we were discussing the importance of using power racks correctly, using spotters correctly, using safety catches, straps, chains, things like that, and how important that really is. And it's something I think I need to address briefly in a video, because there is no reason an out-of-season athlete or a recreational lifter should ever get injured at the gym. Injuries should only happen in a competitive environment, and they're going to happen in competitive environments. But even then, I have to question of are they even necessary in things like powerlifting. And for example, in powerlifting, they don't use safety bars on racks anymore, because in competition years ago, they found they just beat up and got bent so much from the max lifts being missed and them not being able to pull the bars and stuff back out of the racks because they were so beat up at the end of a meet sometimes that they've gone to just straight spotters for everything. But a video I saw, a guy dropped over 500 pounds on his chest wearing a bench shirt, and the paramedics had to cut the shirt and everything off of him, but it seemed like he didn't suffer any serious injuries because the shirt itself protected him. But it looked like a case of incompetent spotters, not having spotters strong enough to handle that type of weight, and they were too slow in grabbing it, because when things go wrong on a bench press, they go wrong fast. And when you're max benching, believe it or not, if you don't have 3 spotters, and if any of those 3 spotters are slow on their reflexes, you're still going to get hit with the bar if something goes wrong. So I really have to wonder with it, now that we have chains and we have straps, that old issue of why they don't use racks at meets is gone. We've created newer inventions to resolve that problem. I almost wonder if at powerlifting meets in general, we shouldn't go that direction and put them back inside of racks again and reduce the need for these spotters so that we have a higher degree of safety. Now, I'm going to show you guys a clip of me bench pressing using my safety straps. And you can get a set of safety straps like that rated to hold about 700 pounds for about $100. They can go inside your own personal rack. And I advocate for anyone at the gym, if you're going to bench heavy and you have a power rack at your gym available free, you should be bench pressing or squatting or anything else inside that rack rather than relying on spotters, because at the end of the day, you can trust a safety strap or a piece of steel more than you can another person. So I recommend always doing that. And always using the safeties, even if you're using 50 to 60% of your max, because something can go wrong. And there's no point in taking that tiny risk of an injury that doesn't need to exist. Use the safety equipment. It's there for a reason. And I recommend for most people, set the safeties about 2 inches below your maximum range of motion, so that if you're bench pressing, you're not hitting the pins at the bottom, but if it drops and hits your chest, it'll knock your arch out a little bit and then hit the pins. Same on the squat. You don't want to get so buried under the safety pins that you can't get out from under the squat. So set it about 2 inches below what your maximum range of motion should be on your lift, and then you don't have to wiggle out quite as bad. But always use those safeties. It's a good idea, particularly for anybody who's training hard. So stay safe, guys. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Mount Bicephius.